Hello, good evening, everyone. So, let us continue with our journey of understanding of miasm. Let me share my screen. Okay. So, in last sessions, we have seen the concept of miasm, how it is related to sensation, what is miasm, how to identify miasm in any given case, and we studied some basic miasm like sora and psychosis. So, what is sora? Sora is struggle, possible type, possibility, hopeful, with some example of sulfur. And what is psychosis? Psychosis is fixed type, that my weakness is fixed and I need to cover up that weakness. So there is anticipation, there is avoidance, and there is acceptance. So this is psychosis with example of Tuja. And today we are going to discuss about syphilis. So syphilis is hopeless in all miasm. So syphilis person perceives life, reality as impossible. Everything situation is so impossible. And if situation is impossible, desperate, then the solutions will also be of that much depth, strength, impossible solutions, destructive solutions. They perceive that the sensation is very deep and permanent, destructive and fatal. The situation is impossible and I have no chance of succeeding. And when there is this complete hopelessness, then only drastic destructive actions can be of any use. So there is lot of desperation in syphilitic miasm and condition is almost hopeless. Life is an almost impossible, dangerous, and hopeless situation. So all situations in life he perceives as hopeless. Everything is hopeless. Nothing can be done. And he has this pessimistic view of life. And this internal feeling of desperation and destruction almost literally eats him up internally, because there is so much desperation that this feeling of desperation itself, it eats him up. And that's why he reacts very destructively, impulsively, and out of all proportions, even to minor situations, because he perceives every situation may it be minor for you and me, but syphilitic person will perceive every situation, every trifles as hopeless. Nothing can be done. So he reacts in a way destructively, impulsively, and out of all proportions. Even anyone can be surprised that why he's or she is behaving like that, why is she responding like that. So reactions are almost impulsive and out of proportion, and everything is going out of my limit. It is beyond my capacity, may it be insult, criticism, or domination. And they have mercurial temper. What is mercurial temper? Mercurial temper means if something happens, something slight change happens, and Mercury rises. So something slight happen and anger burst out. Sudden anger, sudden reflection of anger. And interestingly, this Mercury is also syphilitic medicine. He is rigid in his pessimistic outlook, and he can see nothing than this pessimistic look. Everything is hopeless, and he will talk about this only. Everything is hopeless, and nothing can be done. This happens when anyone fail in any superhuman efforts, when they feel like I'm doing more than my capacity. And if he fails in that, then there is no hope. There is no meaning in trying anything because I've already tried everything beyond my capacity. And if that fails, then there is no hope at all. Stage of life, we can correlate this to age of senescence. When health deteriorates, physical health, mental health, all the organs started losing its capacity. One and other organ is failing, multi-organ failures, and there is no hope because age is going to increase day by day, and this disease is going to increase. This failure, deterioration of health is going to increase day by day. And death is imminent. There is no other hope. Just death can relieve him of his suffering. That much desperation. This is syphilitic miasm. But in this condition too, some may achieve high positions if they become successful in their efforts because they see situation as hopeless and they try a lot almost beyond their capacity, and if they succeed in this they can achieve high position, but if they fail they become revolutionaries and terrorists. They destroy, they destruct, they do destruction. Dreams of syphilis, they are almost hopeless and of failures. Feeling of end of life, life ends here. Nothing is beyond this. Finished. Game. We can correlate it with an ordinary man who is playing chess against a state-of-the-art computer, not against a human, another human, but against a state-of-art computer. And success there is almost impossible. We know that no one can win that state-of-the-art computer, and it is normal person. He will not going to be successful. So task is hopeless and outcome is certain that it is not going to work and unfavorable. When that much desperation, hopelessness is there, then it is syphilitic miasm. So keywords of syphilis: destruction, homicide, suicide, ulcers, where there is destruction of skin and mucous membrane. So destruction will be seen on each and every area, on mind as well as on body. Total, complete, impossible, despair, psychosis, devastation. These are some of the words of syphilis. For example, let us study alumina. Alumina belongs to mineral kingdom and it is from third row of periodic table with syphilis miasm. So there is sensation related to third row and this miasm. When sensation and miasm crosses each other, at that point that remedy state is present. What is sensation of third row? It revolves around identity of person. Third row is about identity of person. First row is about existence. Second row is about separation. Third row is about identity. So third row is identity and syphilis is complete destruction, absence of, lack of, complete lack of. So when identity is completely absent, it is alumina. This is the state of alumina. When he sees or states something, he has the feeling as though another person had said or seen it, or as though was placed in another person. I could see only them. So I don't have my own identity. My identity is completely absent. Is alumina. I hope you got the point. I hope it is easy to understand syphilis with example of alumina. Let's move to another miasm, that is acute miasm. So we have studied SORA, we have studied psychosis, we have studied syphilis, and now acute miasm. So acute miasm is like its name, acute, sudden, instinctive. So they are panicky type because something suddenly happens and I don't understand what happened. And it is like panic to me. So they perceive each and every situation in their life as sudden threat, sudden danger, and life threatening. So reaction to this will be panic. So there will be a lot of hope of recovery, but at the same time, there is threat to one's life. Like acute disease, that it comes suddenly, it stays, it may kill you, or it recovery will be possible after some time. I must escape and run because my very life depends on me. My life depends on escaping and running. So first reaction is escaping and running. They are excited, they are excitable and hyperactive. Sometimes they completely shut off and insensitive. And this is generally we can see in babies, small kids, where there is instinctive reflex reaction. Any sudden noise happens and they startle. This is acute noise. Sudden and instinctive. Lot of time without even thinking. Instinctive. Dreams, they get dreams of terror and alarm. natural and man-made calamities in which victim experiences alarm and panic followed by total terror and have to run for their lives. So there is sudden threat, becomes panicky and run for their life. So this is all about acute miasm. Game peekaboo, where parents momentarily hide their face and then boo. So that child suddenly startled. So this startled is acute miasm. Words of acute miasm: acute, sudden, violent, panic, danger, reflex action, escape, helpless. Momentarily they feel helpless, but there there is lot of hope in acute miasm. Terror, which is happening suddenly, insanity, infant, fright, alarm, storm, like a storm, and instinctive reaction. Instinctive reaction is very important word in acute miasm because something comes very suddenly. Something happens very instinctively. Example is Varatram. Varatram belongs to Liliflori family, and Liliflori family has this sensation of forced out or excluded, and with acute miasm. So, what is combination of acute miasm and Liliflori family? Is suddenly forced out or suddenly excluded. This is Varatram at the crossing point of sensation of Liliflori and acute miasm is Varatram. So that's why we can see in Varatram gushing type of diarrhea, sudden expulsion of stool. So suddenness is very important in Varatram. So this is all about syphilis and acute miasm. If you have any questions, then let us know and we'll try to answer. And in next session, we will study about intermediate miasms. So thank you for now.